Quality, comfort, and grip at an affordable price. Whether it's our standard, pro, or elite socks, there's an option for everyone. Try a pair for yourself now at puregripsocks.com.
I don't do a lot of these anymore, but we don't really get bespoke packaging like this very often, so I thought it'd be cool to do a full unboxing of the new Messi Bad Bunny F50s. Where as you can see, the box is pretty fancy and actually quite heavy. It does say Bad Bunny and Messi there on the lid, Benito on one side of the box, Leo on the other. You have the regular Adidas symbol on one side, and then the sportswear variation on the other, for those that are curious about the label. There it is, and then it's actually a box lid, so pull it open, and you can see on the underside, again, you get both Adidas logos, one performance, one sportswear. Then they include some extra stuff like the insoles, which funnily enough are actually the same as the ones that are inside the boot, so you actually just get two sets of the same insoles with this particular pair. They also include this little envelope right here, which basically just gives you the other lace to the ones that are already on the boots, two different colors. And they also include a string bag with Messi's logo on the front in Argentina blue. It gets a 7 out of 10.971. And then finally, there's the boots themselves, where from what I've seen on the internet, people are pretty divided on this collab in that you either absolutely love them or you think they're the worst looking football boots of all time. And I'll be honest in saying that I actually do think it's a pretty cool colorway and design. I know I'm probably in the minority there in that this limited edition release I genuinely thought was going to sell out instantly, but they're actually sitting on store shelves at the moment where you can pick them up at their retail price of $300, which is a $30 premium over a normal Messi F50 Elite colorway. Where, by the way, if you are interested in a pair, you can pick them up via the first link down below. As for the basis of this collaboration, I think it really boils down to Adidas working with two of the most famous people in the world, but they're spinning it that Messi's a fan of Bad Bunny a fan of Messi. Obviously, it makes perfect sense for them to collaborate on a pair of football boots and even some sneakers that are also part of this collaborative effort. Nonetheless, the final product is a very unique pair of football boots in the sense that they're in this kind of light brown color that is officially called cardboard, by the way. A pretty accurate depiction of what this shade of brown is like in person. It's accented by like a lighter tan color that you have through the F50 branding, as well as just the kind of skewed graphics that you would normally find on the top end F50 Elite. You're also going to find some of that across the top of the foot in the form of that prime knit. And then as you can see, the laces are mismatched. However, they do include the matching set in that little envelope that I showed you if you want the laces on both boots to be the same color, where personally I think the lighter laces look a little bit better than the dark ones. Where if you're not into the brown, I get it, but personally I like the way that it looks. I think it gives the boot a very premium vibe, but at the same time I understand why somebody might say that they just look like muddy football boots. You can also see that they are mismatched. So from the one side, they have those kind of light tan stripes, and then on the opposite side, they have the Argentina light blue stripes, and that's because one boot is dedicated to Bad Bunny and the other boot is more or less dedicated to Leo Messi. With the right boot having Benito in the Adidas stripe, Benito there on the side of the upper, as well as his name along with the Puerto Rican flag there on the medial side, but then you also have the Messi logo on the back heel, as well as Leo on the base of the sole plate underneath the clear plastic. Where very appropriately on the left boot, you can see it has Messi written in the stripe, Messi on the side of the upper. You have the Leo Messi and Argentina flag customization there on the inside of the foot, and then on the back of the heel of the left boot, it kind of has this X with the Adidas original stripes, very similar to something like a classic Copa Mundial. I'm not sure if this is a direct reference to Bad Bunny. Personally, couldn't find anything about that, but it is different on the left boot compared to the right, and then also on the bottom, while the right one says Leo, the left one says Benito, which of course is Bad Bunny's actual first name. Where, like I said, I really do like the design overall, but if there was one point of criticism for me, I'm not actually a huge fan of the kind of mismatched Adidas stripes, and if anything, I'm not really crazy about the way the Argentina blue accents against this cardboard brown upper. I think if they just kept it with this kind of light tan, almost white stripe on both the lateral and medial side, the boot as a whole just would have looked much cleaner, because to me, this looks a lot nicer than this, but maybe that's just me. On feet, despite the visual differences, these have no difference in fit and feel compared to a normal Messi F50 Elite colorway. Out of everything in the speed boot category, these probably have the most relaxed fit and feel, which I think is part of the reason why I'm such a big fan of these, in that my one gripe with speed boots and why they're typically not my cup of tea is I don't necessarily love that squeeze your foot sensation, where I think the way that they've designed the tongue, having that kind of burrito style prime knit tongue like Messi has on his own custom football boots, along with that Hybrid Touch 2.0 upper, that just isn't as structured as the Fiber Touch material you'll find on the other variants of the F50 Elite. It just makes for what I would argue is a super comfortable pair of football boots that still give you that lightweight speed boot feel, but at the same time, they almost have some leather-like qualities about them. It's a really nice hybrid of kind of modern, but also just a little bit old school as well. And again, on feet visually, I actually really like these boots despite their cardboard coloring. That's obviously going to be a matter of personal opinion, but for me, I'd personally be happy to wear them. And then just really quickly to comment on fit and sizing, I think out of everything in the F50 lineup, this would definitely be the best suited for wider foot types, just because it has the ability to open up a little bit easier than all the other variations. Not the best choice if you have exceptionally wide feet, but I do think they will work well for most people and just have great overall adjustability. And then as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is perfect. So if you are looking to get a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size. But there you have it, the Messi Bad Bunny F50 collab. Is it the best collab ever or potentially the worst? Let me know your opinions down in the comments.